Hey there. Thank you for joining me on today. Deb Howard here, your abundant life coach. And you already know I help faith based leaders and entrepreneurs overcome limiting beliefs about money so they can live their most abundant life. This is my weekly podcast on prosperity principles. I'm here every Thursday. Um, what time? 7:30. I'm sorry. 7:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. Right around that time. We're here live. So thank you for being here. I want to ask you, go ahead and like, comment, and share. Right? Like, comment, and share. Whether you're watching this live or whether you watch on replay. I want to share with you because we're going to talk today about character. But before I do, I was thinking about this. I received a comment on one of my YouTube videos, which was very interesting. I'll just say that it was negative. Not a big deal because everybody has their, you know, right to have an opinion. But what I thought about is how interesting it is that when people want to drag you, right? When they want to shade you, they have no problem getting on a video or a post or whatever and expressing themselves. So, what I want to say to you today, that if you like what you're hearing, whether it's from me or from another influencer, right? Or someone that you support online, I know sometimes if you're not doing this that you may not understand the importance of it. So I'm going to ask you, right? That business, that coach, that ministry, if you're listening to their content, if you are getting something out of their comment, can you like the post? Can you like the video, right? If you are really receiving, can you comment, right? That's like the next level. Leave a comment, right? Because that allows other people to see what you're seeing or hear what you're hearing. And if you really want to help that leader or entrepreneur, share, right? Share it on your page. I know it's a little bit of a I guess it costs you a little bit, right? Because your name's on the page. I get that. But I want to say to you, because this is part of the character that we're going to talk about today. I want to say to you that free is a low frequency, and my spiritual leader is always teaching us about reciprocity. So, what I want to say to you, just as we're getting started, is that get in the mindset of reciprocity, of reciprocal treatment, right? If you like it, then express it in some way on social media. It is important, whether it's your pastor or, whoever, right? Get in that mindset that what can I do to reciprocate this person for what they've given me? Sometimes people will say, and I know I'm talking to entrepreneurs and faith-based leaders too. I know you hear people say, this is powerful. Wow, I got so much out of this. And so I want to encourage you that listen, right? That when you get something, take the time, especially on social media, right? To like, comment, or share, or all three, right? Be the type of person that understands value, right? That's what I want to say, right? And I'm speaking really for anybody online. Anybody online would agree with me right here that it's important. All right, all right. So today, though, we are discussing the importance of allowing your inside character to prosper so that prosperity is apparent on the outside, right? Integrity and honor are critical in our lives. And I know I talk about it a lot, but I want to talk to you today about 6 practices of integrity. I'm reading this book, and it's coming from this book I'm reading called Motivation Manifesto by Brendan Burchard. Listen, this book is just, yeah, it's just been awesome to me. I'm about finished with it, but I wanted to share these practices from that book because I do think, and they're common practices, but I do think they are important because sometimes we forget, right? And we don't recognize that when it comes to the kingdom, always talking to believers, right? So when it comes to the kingdom, right, God is always looking at the inside, right? The heart, right? And so if we're going to prosper externally, right, in this physical realm, then we've got to prosper internally. And we've got to have the character and the integrity. Come on now, so that we are able to manage the greatness that God has for us. That's what I'm talking about. All right. So the first principle, we're going to get right to it because it's very simple. Y'all know this one. Think before you act. I know I've talked about this 100 times in my profession as an HR leader. I am always, and when I say always, I am always sharing with faith-based leaders that listen, sir, ma'am, think before you act. Think before you say whatever it is you're about to say, whatever it is you're about to do. Take a step back and think about it, right? My sister, who I saw on here earlier, love, she is here. She was talking this morning on her live, right? She has a live on YouTube every morning around 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. So she was talking a little bit about what I'm talking about, those emotional triggers, right? Those things that can cause us to say or do something that doesn't align with who we are. Think before you act. Think before you act. Before you do it, ask yourself, are the choices I'm about to make supporting my values, my purpose, and character? Is this what I want to be known for? As leaders, as business people, we have got to take those things into consideration. We can't allow, if I can say it this way, our emotions to ride or drive who we are. We have to be able to manage. And so we have to think. And I bring in emotions because sometimes when we're angry, I've already thought about it. You don't need to think about it in an emotional state. You need to think about it when you are calm, right? When you are able to collect yourself so that you can think and make the right decision. So think before you act. That's principle number one. We're going to keep on going. Number two, and I kind of love this one, right? If you're not passionate about it, don't commit. We're talking about integrity, and we're also talking about, and I think sometimes we don't always think of integrity this way. We're also talking about being integral to ourselves, being true to who we are. So when we are not being true to ourselves. When we repeatedly do things we don't love with people we don't care about. I wanted to let that rest. We are not walking in full integrity when we continually do things that we are not passionate about, that we don't love doing. And I know you're saying it. We all got to do things we don't like doing. True. But we need to get to a place where we are moving away from doing that. We're talking about integrity. We are. We're talking about character. And when we do things, especially when we do it repeatedly, right? And that's key, right? I know occasionally we got to do something here or there to help somebody out. I know, because we're good people. But when we repeatedly do things for others, right? Because that's usually what it is, right? We're doing it for someone else. It's not something that we're passionate about. When we repeatedly do things that we're not passionate about, right? When we commit to doing things for people we don't even really care about that much. Let's just be real about it. Right? I mean, I don't know about y'all. I know I've done things that I'm like, I don't even like this person that much. All right. I know we saved on here, but you know what I'm saying. I love everybody, but I don't like everybody. How about that? So we to be true to ourselves, it requires us, right? To be true to our own passions and desires. And you may have been told at some point in your life that that was selfish. It's not selfish. It's being true to who you are. It's being true to who God made you. to be. He put what's in you in you. And so it's our responsibility to manage that. So listen, if you're not passionate about it, stop committing to it. Don't keep doing it. Don't commit to doing things that don't align with who you are. Number 3, keep your word. That's simple. To remain true to your highest self and be trustworthy to others, we've got to be people of our word. I do talk about this quite a bit in coaching because it's so important. One of the things, even in our financial journey, that we begin to understand is that when I use the credit card, I promise to pay them back. I mean, that's unspoken, right? You have they gave you a credit line, you decided to use it, you are agreeing to pay it back, right? Keep your word. Now I know there's circumstances and stuff, so that's just an example. But for our everyday life, we must keep our word. We must be true to who we are. And if we're in business or if we are a ministry leader, that's even more important because people are watching what you do. So if you say it, do it. If you don't have anything good to say, as my mama used to say, don't say nothing at all. Sometimes our silence is better ah, than saying something that we know is not true or we know doesn't represent our highest self. All right, let's keep going. Number 4, always treat others with respect. Giving respect, and I want to say this, and I think it's really appropriate here on social media. Giving respect means do no harm. It means giving respect to people and not harming them, allowing others, and I think this is important, to express themselves, right? To have an opinion, to whatever, right? To honor their thoughts and feelings. It is not it's not agreement and it's not approval. And I think especially as faith-based leaders and entrepreneurs, that's even more important because I know sometimes we have values that don't align with everybody else's values out there, and it's okay. But what we do have to do is treat others with respect. We have to be respectful. And even those who have a ministry of evangelizing, if you are not able to respect people, how do you expect that they will respect what you are saying or even give ear to it? Right. So always treat others with respect. One of the things that is so important to me, even in my profession as an HR leader, I always try to lead people with their respect, even when it's a difficult situation, even when it's an ending of the relationship. Right. We can always do it in a way that is respectful. There does not have to be all the emotion behind it, right? We don't have to hate the people. We don't have to want to cuss them out and all this kind of stuff because they have an opinion different than ours. I think it's even more important right now, even as we go here in America, as we go into election season. We can respect others' opinion, right? And we can respect the person. Let me put it that way, right? And respect that they have an opinion without getting into all the name calling, all the criticizing of their intelligence. Listen, people are going to have an opinion that's different than yours. So we have to, I don't even know how else to say it, but always treat others with respect. All right. Number 5, tell the truth. I don't think I have to go too far with that. How many strained relationships are the result of a lie? How about that? Remember, those who tell many lies have to live many lives. Did you get that? Because every time we tell a lie, right? Every time we say something that's not true, right? There's another life that I have to live because now I got to remember who I said this to and continue this thing, right? Y'all know what I'm saying, especially if you're a liar. I mean, no judgment here. But if you have lied in the past, right, you know that the more lies you tell, the more lives you have to live. Right. So tell the truth. And especially in business, tell the truth. And number 6, girl, look, we almost through here. Always favor action. Now, this goes back to being true to who we are. When our mind, when our heart wants something and it's good and meaningful, listen, we need to pursue it. We need to take action because when we don't take action, it's dismissing what's on the inside of us. It's disrespecting our own selves. I told you that integrity, this was more than just about other people. It's about being true to yourself also. And as leaders, sometimes we put aside, right, those things that we really desire, that we really want. We sometimes prioritize other things, right? We sometimes put the needs of others before ours. And that might be okay sometimes. But I want to encourage you to take action, to favor taking action in your behalf, right? On your behalf. Always favor taking action. Always be the one that pursues the thing that God has given you to do, because that's honoring and respecting who you are. Yeah. If we want to prosper in this life, listen, we've got to be true to who we are. It really starts with that. It starts with being true to who we are. It starts with knowing who we are, right? Really, right? We got to know thyself, but being true to that and allowing our inside character to reflect who we are as leaders, as business leaders, as faith based leaders, as parents, leaders of a family, of leaders of community. Regardless of who you are a leader in some capacity. Somebody is watching you. And God wants to bless us. He wants to allow you to manage all the things, right? All the wealth, all the prosperity, all the peace, all the joy, all the happy. Look, all of that, right? It's within our reach. But wealth, I'm learning, right? And I'm sure you are too, starts internally. So let's get wealthy internally. Let's get our integrity in order. Let's be true to who we are. Let's love on us and love on others, right? Let's respect other people. Let's stop allowing, our own beliefs, so right? Our own, even our own misinformation at times cause us, right, to violate who we are. Take the time to manage who you are, your emotions, right? That's for you to manage, right? Everything about you, God wants to magnify, right? And so we want to be able to express those attributes that can be magnified, right? That can be multiplied, right? That people see and know that there is a God in you. Listen, thank you for joining me on today. I appreciate you. Listen, don't forget, Kingdom Wealth Warriors Summit, October 19th, 2024, here in Houston, Texas. I'm excited about it. It's going to be a great time. We have some great speakers coming. And yeah, it's just going to be amazing. And you know what? We're going to be probably talking about some of these things. So join us in Houston and join me next Thursday for Prosperity Principles. I'll see you then. Have your most abundant day.